But I'm like, I really don't want to get a concussion or tear my ACL or anything like that. So
did you publish that paper?
I don't think it's published.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Do you remember the question?
No.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, chop chop. Okay, what's your resolution for 2026? This could be work specific or personal specific. Yeah. Do you ever train like the new interns then?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's such a cool thing to do, actually. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle stuff. No looking. Okay, Ini, tell me. Pick two numbers from 1 to 4. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ItsKayToBeKaren, and today we have another guest, and his name is Ini. He works as a software developer in a well-known company, and he recently graduated last year in May of 2025. And I'll pass the camera to him, and then I'll let him introduce himself.
Okay, I'm Ini, and like Karen said, I graduated last year, a software developer. Some of my hobbies are like sports, so I love to play and watch basketball. I love to play volleyball. Yeah, so love to chill and hang out with friends. That's it about me.
And when you said basketball, like, do you like play that often?
I used to when I was in university, but I find that it's really hard to play outside of university.
Wait, so like, were you part of a team?
I played on CSSS team for 2 of the winter terms, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I played on some other teams.
Okay, so there's a reason why you're super tall then, because of basketball.
Yeah.
Well, but like, did you play like basketball in high school too? Or?
No.
Oh, just in university?
Yeah, soccer was like my main sport before.
Soccer, okay.
And then I went into basketball.
Okay.
Well, I say soccer because people call it soccer.
Soccer, yeah, okay.
Call it football usually.
Have you ever played rugby?
Nah.
Okay, rugby's not your thing?
No, I have a friend that keeps trying to recruit me to play rugby because it's like, you're already tall, so if you just put on more muscle and you play rugby, you're going to be like really good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I really don't want to get a concussion or tear my ACL or anything like that. So
that's fair. Well, yeah, I feel like teams here could be very aggressive. So I feel like it's better, like, you know, if you're not super confident or you don't feel comfortable doing it, I think I see that. So before we go into another segments of our podcast, we kind of do like this rapid fire like segment, which I've explained you off the camera, but for our audience, it works in the sense that you're going to ask me 5 questions and I ask you 5. Here we go. Okay. Coffee or tea for energy?
Coffee.
Okay. Books or movies for entertainment?
Movies. Beach
or mountains for vacation?
Beach.
Cats or dogs as pets?
That's a hard one, but I think I'll go with dogs.
Okay. Sweet or salty snacks?
Sweet.
Oh, okay. Morning or evening workouts?
Morning workouts.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Text or call for communication?
Text.
Okay. Summer or winter weather?
Summer. All day.
Pizza or burgers for dinner?
Burger.
Okay. Netflix or YouTube for streaming?
YouTube.
Okay. There you go. That's your 10 questions.
Okay.
I like those. Those are fun. I'm surprised that you said morning workouts. Like, where do you get time for morning workouts?
I usually do it just before work. So about like 6 a.m. is when I work out
like
most
here
days.
At the PAC?
No.
Oh, okay. Like at work, closer to work.
No, closer to my place. I work out at Anytime Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not a workout person, so I cannot relate with you.
Okay, so I got my 5 questions for you.
Okay.
And the first one is actually not just one word answer. Top 3 countries on your vacation bucket list.
Oh my goodness, this is so hard. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say top 3 countries that come into my brain. Okay.
Sure.
I'll say Japan, Singapore, and Greece.
That's good.
It's very random.
Fall or spring?
Fall.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Oh my goodness. Coffee every day, but tea sometimes.
Okay. You asked me, we had 2 of similar questions. Also, dog person or cat person?
Oh, I'm a dog person, but I used to be a none of the above person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I love those rapid fires. Okay. Getting a little bit into your undergrad, like you studied computer science, right?
Yep. What
made you get into computer science in the first place? Like after high school? Like, how did you know this is the major that you want to do?
It took a bunch of like trial and error, trying different things and researching on different majors. So at first, when I was really young, the first thing I wanted to do was like more of medical sciences, like pathology. I wanted to go into like research. And then I moved more into the engineering space. I wanted to do engineering. I wanted to do like either mech eng or computer eng or electric engineering. And I kind of figured out that calculus isn't my strong point. And if I'm going to go on doing engineering, I'm going to have a really, really, really really tough time doing calculus. So I kind of like started to pivot and see what is my interest and what aligns with my interest and my strengths. I ended up going with computer science because I always had like an affinity for technology. I always research different things. I always love to check what the latest OS updates was on my phone and see what's different. So it was like something that I was always drawn to, but I just didn't think about it because I was so like narrow-minded on engineering. But then I found that computer science has a little bit less math, but still enough problem solving that kind of like scratches that itch in my brain.
So like, how was that pivoting phase for you? Was it more like in your first year when you were trying different classes, or did you like talk to people along when you were doing those classes to figure out like what worked for you?
Oh, this was all before university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this was like in my last 2-3 years of high school.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So then when you stepped into university, when you did undergrad, because you initially were interested in research, right? So like even before you came to university, you wanted to do something in medicine, like pathology, and you wanted to go into research. So when you came into computer science, did that research part of you still kept going? Like, did you still want to do some research in computer science?
Yeah, it still was still an interest of mine.
Yeah.
So I was still able to, I joined this thing called undergraduate research. I don't remember the full name, but it's undergraduate research something.
Yeah.
And then I got connected with few professors, and I did a summer research, but this wasn't in computer science. This was with a kinesiology prof.
Yeah.
But it still had a bit of research in it, and I was still able to use my computer skills, which was what they were looking for. And then I also did honors for computer science, and so I did a project with Dr. Osgood.
Oh my God, that's such a cool, it's such a cool prof to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your honors project like?
It was on like simulation modeling. So we looked at things like the relationship with acute care facilities, so like emergency rooms and hospitals, and more of like long-term care facilities and other types of healthcare facilities. So basically, we're just examining different scenarios and seeing how things like hospital traffic is affected.
So this like honors project was like a year long.
It was a year-long time frame, but I think I did most of it in the last 2 months.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel that too, because like the first few months you're kind of like going into literature papers, and then it's only later when you actually do that research process itself.
Yeah.
But when you did that honors project, is there things that you took away from it? Was there things that made you decide that if you wanted to go into grad school or not? Like, was that even a deciding factor for you, or you thought about it beforehand that you didn't want to go into grad school? Because you're not doing grad school right now, right?
I'm not doing it right now, but the honors project was supposed to be the determining factor on whether I'll do it in the future or not. And it did go okay. It did go pretty good. So it's still something that I might do. I think some of my takeaways was like, it's not always linear the way you think it's going to go. Sometimes you're going to be banging your head against the wall, which I mean, I'm doing computer science, so I kind of have that kind of experience already. And sometimes it's just going to come easier to you. Writing papers as well, being creative with your words also isn't always flowing. I also learned about time management and trying to do things early, because I ended up cramming a lot of things towards March and April.
Yeah. So like if anybody is doing their honors program or their like honors undergrad for computer science specifically, and they're doing this honors class in their last year, do you have any recommendations for them on how they can, let's say, manage their time better, or even like take things into consideration when they're choosing their honors project? Like, what did that journey kind of look like for you when you were choosing that honors project for yourself?
So I ended up choosing that because it still had a little bit of a medical feel to it, which like I said, which like I said was one of the things I wanted to do when I was really young. So it was kind of like had a bit of overlap with my first interest and what I currently do. So I would say, like, when you're choosing your honors project and you're choosing the supervisor that you want to ask to be your supervisor, you want to think about your interests, because if you're doing it for a full year and you want to be in, like, you want to actually want to do it for the most part. So it has to be something you're at least slightly interested in. Don't pick a project that should take like 16 months to complete.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah.
You don't want to stretch yourself too thin.
Yeah.
So,
and then did you find your last year like stressful at all? Because like you're doing your honors project, you have your classes to deal with, and then you're kind of like done school and you want to spend time with your friends. Like, did you ever find that process like exhausting or overwhelming?
it was very overwhelming, especially the last, like my last winter term, but it was something I was kind of prepared for going in. I know that if I'm doing my honors project and I'm taking a full class load, and I also was working part-time.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like last year of university, you want to make the most of it. So I kind of knew that I was going to be really busy, and I kind of prepared myself for it, but it was good all in all.
Yeah. But then like when you were in your fourth year, you felt like a little bit burned out, I assume.
Yeah.
What were the things that you maybe did to ease that burnout experience?
Exercising and moving the body is like has always been my biggest hack. When I have, when I do more activities, I feel less mentally tired. I think I'm getting good rest as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't get enough sleep, you're not going to be as efficient. So it's not only about how many hours you're putting in, but like how efficient you are as well. And I think, just spending time with the right people as well. Some people just really replenish your energy and help you not feel as strained.
Yeah. And then when you did your honors project, like before even stepping into your honors undergrad, were there like deciding factors that made you realize that I want to go into my honors? Like, why did you decide to do your honors in the first place when you knew that your fourth year was going to be like very overwhelming?
Okay, so the reason is that I was like, I only have this opportunity to do it. If I don't do honors now, the only research experience I'm going to have is going to be if I do masters. If I do grad school. And once you lock into grad school, it's like 2 years. And then if I actually do not like it, I'm locked in for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want that to be my first experience. I kind of wanted to know what it's about. And I also wanted to have like experience writing the paper.
True.
I wanted to get experience with a professor and with just see how it goes and understand the way things work in the research world. So
did you publish that paper?
I don't think it's published.
Oh my god, what if we want to read it?
I don't know how it works for that class, but
No. Well, I was also going to ask, because you did your internship program, right?
Yeah.
So that made your undergrad 5 years then?
Yeah.
Did you was this always planned, like before going to the internship program, that this is what I want to do? Or did this just come along the way and you got an offer and you were like, I might as well just do it?
Like when I started in first year, I didn't know about the internship program. So I didn't learn about it until the second year. I was like, oh, this is going to be a really good opportunity. So I'm going to try it out. But then I was also like keeping options open that if I could just get a summer internship, maybe I wouldn't have to do it. But then I decided like to just fully commit to it and get that like full 16-month experience, because 4 months and 16 months are very different type of experiences. The 16 months really simulates what it will be like working full time. So basically what the rest of my life will be like. And I know if it's actually something I want to do or if I should just quit and open a potato farm or something. Yeah. So that was kind of how I got into doing the CS bit.
After you did your 16 months in your internship program with the company that you worked with, was coming back to school difficult for you?
No, not really.
Not really?
No.
Like, was it not difficult for you to shift gears of like going from working to studying, or was that like shift or transition very smooth?
Transition was mostly smooth. Okay. I was kind of looking forward to my last year. I just wanted to get it done and to have like a good year. So it wasn't too bad. My sleep schedule was pretty good because I'm coming from like working and coming to work at a certain time of the day. So I was able to start off in a pretty good, with a pretty good sleep schedule, which got really, really bad as the months went on. But yeah.
Well, that's normal. I feel like we all go through that phase. Yeah. In your internship program, maybe what would be the 3 things that you take away from it? And this doesn't have to be like technical skills specific. It could be soft skills too. Whatever you feel like whatever mixture you feel, maybe are the 3 takeaways that you had from your internship program, and things you wouldn't have learned if you didn't go part of this internship program.
I think one of them will probably be asking questions is very important. No one knows everything, right? And you definitely do not know everything. And no one's expecting you as an intern to know like much. So the reason you're there is to learn and to ask questions. So you want to maximize that. So I think that was one of my takeaways. Don't be afraid to learn and ask questions. Another one was, I've said this before to some people, and I think it's also on like the CSP board that has my stuff on it, but like progress isn't linear. So sometimes it's going to feel harder and you're going to feel that imposter syndrome. And sometimes it's just going to come like a burst and everything seems to click. And I think that's how it was for me. Like at the start of the internship, I didn't feel like I was doing good. And then at a certain point, it just clicked and I started doing really good. So I kind of learned to, just keep putting in time, putting in effort, and eventually you get the results.
It'll happen. Yeah. So you mentioned about imposter syndrome. So how did you navigate that when you first started your internship?
So I don't really think I did that great of a job in navigating imposter syndrome when I first experienced it. It's like, I think I just kind of had to go through it and learn that people are there for you and no one knew everything at the start. You're not going to know everything at the start. And confidence is kind of like really important as well. The more confident you are, the more you could actually project your skills. So I can't say I actually navigated it well, but I learned a lot from it.
Did you have any expectations before stepping into your internship? I know I speak to a lot of people like who go into their internship program and they don't have like that benchmark set. So sometimes when I ask them, did it like meet your expectations? Was it higher than your expectations? They don't really have an answer. But maybe for your case, did you ever have that benchmark set? And was this internship higher than your expectations or just at your expectations? Like, what did that kind of feel like?
Okay, so at the start of the third year, like when we took 370, the expectations for internship and working full-time in tech was kind of like features, release.
Yeah.
And but thankfully I took 371 just before I went in. Yeah. So I kind of learned a bit more about, agile and iterations and how things like bug fixes and just maintenance and doing iterations and having MVPs. And the fact that even though software development is like a fast-paced industry, there's still like, it still has its slowness to it, things that just need to happen and iterations that need to go on. So I did have a good solid expectation like that was met because I took 371, which kind of simulated working on like in a team in an agile environment. But before that class, it was definitely, I just thought I would be like a code monkey, just pushing up code, pushing up features like every day. Yeah.
Since you've taken a lot of computer science classes, because you're like an undergrad in computer science, did you ever feel like there was maybe one or two things that a class doesn't teach you, but an internship program teaches you? Like, for example, for myself, I feel like in classes, we don't learn too much about testing, but like through the internship program, when you go into your internship, you learn a lot about actual testing, whether it be unit test, integration test within the application itself, and like integrating that in your workflow. Did you ever notice anything like that, or maybe something else that you've noticed that classes don't give you but an internship program does? And this could be soft skills too, it doesn't have to be like technical skills specific.
So I think, first of all, I'll preface this by saying I think classes do a good job on teaching you or a decent job, I should say, or teaching you the basics of computer science, which I think is problem solving. But obviously there's some specific skills that we don't learn. Things like database stuff. I think we don't learn a lot of database stuff. I think we don't learn a lot of cloud stuff. We don't learn about scalable software, and because like kind of like if it works and passes those specific test cases, then it works. It's just little snippets. We don't think about how we're going to build on this. So I think those are like the three things that I feel classes don't really teach you, but like you learn in a real world internship
That's
experience.
A very good response, because I didn't actually think about it that way. But yes, databases I think is a huge one, because I think we have a database class at USAS, but they don't open it because people don't take that class, or they just don't have the capacity to, have someone teach that class in the first place. So I think that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Now that you finished university and you're just looking ahead in life, do you have like any like stuff in your bucket list that you want to check off, or are you just living life and chilling at the moment with work?
I mean, I like to take things one day at a time, but I definitely love to travel more. I love to explore a lot of the Atlantic provinces, I would say.
Yeah.
I've been to most of the ones just from like BC to Ontario, but I would definitely love to travel more, to explore, to meet more people, and, you know, just have a better worldview.
What's your resolution for 2026? This could be work specific or personal specific.
One of the ones I've actually had this for like a couple of years, but I've not been the best at it, is eating more vegetables and fruits. I feel like my diet does have a good amount of whole foods, but I don't get a good amount of vegetables and fiber, and I think I would love to do that more.
When there's like CSPEP events now, do you actually like go back as an alumni?
Yeah, I was actually at the last one in December.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then now when you look back at it as an alumni, like what are the changes that you observe for the good, like for the better? Or maybe I'll just say like the event that you've been to, what did you enjoy about the event?
Okay, I did enjoy being at the other side of it. I enjoyed talking to students. It's kind of like was reminiscent of when I was a student. I did, like, looking back, I'm like, I think I overcomplicated this. Like it's not really that deep. People just want to talk and have good conversations. Yeah, it's still going pretty great.
Well, when you have those conversations with students now, like maybe what are the things that you think they're not lacking, but like things that they can improve on? Like just when they talk, like do you feel like people are just focused on pitching themselves and not learning about the company? What do you think is the gap here?
I think, I think sometimes people try, like, sometimes feel like they ask the same questions, like what tech stack do you use, which isn't a bad question, but it's not as important. And I also think that there is nothing wrong in asking a little bit more of like conversational questions and getting to know the person a bit and getting to know like their career path and why they chose the company or why they chose this field and their major. So I think just making good conversation and just letting it flow naturally is what I think students could work on a bit. Rather than asking like just the usual default questions of.
Were you like that when you were a student?
Yeah.
Too? Okay. So like it's just a normal thing.
It's just a normal thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But like once you're done with it and you're on the other side, you kind of like understand a bit more.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was also going to ask, now that you've done your undergrad, you're maybe going into your grad school. Have you ever thought about grad school? Like, are you going to do the same project as your honors project, or do you think you're still going to explore more now that you worked in industry and maybe you understand, you know, the things that they need or the gaps that are there? Like, do you think you're going to change your master, like your undergrad, or sorry, no, your grad school approach in your like whatever project you choose?
Yeah, so I'm not still fully decided on grad school.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bit of inertia leaving industry and going back to school. So I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that yet. I haven't been thinking too much about what I would like to do and how different I want my project to be from my honors project.
Yeah.
So I'm still like taking it one day at a time, exploring industry and just trying to build up my career. I also don't think this is the best time to leave the job market because getting back in is really hard.
Yeah. But do you ever feel like because you had the internship program like handy with you when you graduated, do you think that was a very big, what do you call it? Like a driving factor for you to land into your full-time job? Or like even in the future, now that you had experience as an intern student during your undergrad, do you think that's a huge driving factor that puts you or makes you stand out from all the other people who didn't have that internship experience?
Yeah, for sure. And like one of the things is that some of the companies that are in like our internship program, they know that they're committing 16 months of training into their interns. So a lot of times they would want to
like retain.
Yeah, retain. They want to hire you back, which is what happened to me. I got a return offer from my company and I was able to keep working there full time. So I think that is one of the things. First of all, like you can get a job back there, and if you really like it, then you're kind of set. You also have a little bit of an edge because you have experience, and you also understand in interviews what the job is supposed to be like, so you kind of understand what interviewers are also looking for.
That makes sense. Yeah. Do you ever train like the new interns then?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's such a cool thing to do, actually. Yeah. If you had to say something to your future self, what would you tell your future self?
Yeah, I would say like don't overcomplicate things. So I definitely wouldn't want to ask my future self what happens in the future, because I think it's quite interesting, like watching life unfold and seeing the way everything happens.
We have 4 gift cards here on the table, and I'm going to shuffle them when Ini closes his eyes here in a second. And we're going to label them as 1, 2, and 3. Ini is going to pick 2 numbers, and then we're going to pass 2 gift cards to Ini. Okay, so Ini, are you ready to close your eyes?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to shuffle stuff. No looking. I have my audience as my little, as my witness. Okay, so don't look, don't tell me a number yet. So I'm going to tell the audience, this is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. And this is number 4. Okay, Ini, tell me, pick 2 numbers from 1 to 4.
3 and 4.
Oh, I feel like you knew it. Okay. It's too obvious. Okay, so this is what Ini got. So Ini got Rayla Cafe, and then he also got Delish by Tish. So I'm going to pass this to him. Did you figure it out from the sound?
No.
Okay. Okay, so those are 2 gift cards. Those are sponsors, really great sponsors. Go visit them. They're so like Rayla Cafe is like closer to Costco, and then Delish by Tish is closer to Clarence. They're great places. At Delish by Tish, you get great soups. They have 3 different soups every single day. And then at Rayla Cafe, they do really good bubble tea and like lots of other Asian little snacks. It's kind of like a cafe, and it's really nice. So you should go visit. Yeah. And with that, I'm just going to ask Ini, do you have any last words for our audience?
I guess don't overcomplicate things. I say that all the time, but I guess
that's a good line. Yeah.
Because I always overcomplicate things, and at the end, I'm like, I overcomplicated things. So don't overthink things. Don't overcomplicate things. Live life. Take it one day at a time.
Okay, that's nice. I'm just going to tell the audience I'm really grateful to Ini for being a part of this podcast. We briefly knew each other, but not as much. So I'm very grateful for you to trust this podcast and to like make time to be here. And I'm sure our audience would love this episode because you've shared so much, and they'd be happy to hear your experiences. Yeah. And with that, we're just going to say bye. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave it in the comment section below, and Ini and I will help to co-reply. And with that, we're just going to say bye.